Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the Libra reading for the June lessons and takeaways for 2020. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and of course cross watchers are always welcome. As this is a little bit of a different setup, I'm just going to go quick through and let you know how we're doing things today. You're used to seeing a pick a card from me, which we will still be doing for some other readings, don't fret, but for the zodiac signs with the time constraints, I'm going to do just a generalized reading for all of Libra. So, as always, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates. Don't worry about anything that doesn't. And absolutely love to see you if this does resonate with you. If it doesn't, please check another sign, your moon, rising, Venus, what have you. Other readers also, you can always come back whenever. Always welcome to the next set. We're doing the July predictions in the next couple of days too, so look for those. Any kind of individual reading or anything with a little more specific to you message, please check the description below as the link to our store for personal readings is there. So we're doing today, like I said, just one single reading for the collective. It's going to be an 8-card spread. I'm using the Thoth deck. I just felt a little more traditional. And I know, weird for me. But we're going to do 4 across the top for your actual message, 4 across the bottom to clarify the message, and we'll see exactly what's going on, okay? How has your month been, Libra? Oop. Wow, that was a runaway card. Hang on, I'm just going to pause it because I literally have to go to the other side to get it, so I will be right back with you. Okay, the camera might still be shaking because I just hit the button, but I've retrieved the 2 cards that ran away so fast. And what we have is the Fool in reverse. So literally what we're talking about is the Fool, as wonderful as the Fool is, who steps off the side of the cliff, literally stepped off the side of the table. And we also have the King of Swords in reverse as well. So let's keep going and see what else is coming out for your message. I think that came out in a really high pitch. Sorry about that. My voice has been doing some interesting things lately. I don't know if you've noticed. I feel like I'm about an octave lower than I feel like I'm sounding today, but for some reason... Does humidity affect voices? I have no idea. Okay, so next we have Justice in reverse. So Justice upright is very Libra. Justice in reverse. Cards are just flying everywhere for you guys today. Okay, we have the 6 of Cups upright. And bring these a little bit closer here. There we go. Okay, so for your overall message, Libra, for the takeaway and lessons from June is, it looked like you were working on something that was brand new to you, a brand new chapter, brand new stage in life, either actually working on it, wanting to start it, but there was a loss of communication, or you were personally having issues with communication. The King of Swords upright is the idea that you are mastering your ability to speak, you're mastering your ability to convey the things you want, what you want, how you want them, just your basic overall ability to communicate is perfect, spot on, genius level. For some reason that has been affected. Now it could be affected because this is a brand new thing that you were trying to do. So you weren't too sure about how you were describing the things, or you were using new terms that you weren't familiar with. But it also is affecting the ability for you for justice. So something with regard to your ability to feel balanced, I think, is more what I'm hearing. It's not necessarily justice as in something to do with court cases or something to do with being legally unfair. world climate as it is, I can see where that would come from, but I'm getting for you personally for this message, and again, not a personal reading, but for Libra in general, what I'm seeing is that it's more to do with balance as opposed to actual legal justice. So feeling unbalanced. Again, you've got a new thing, you're standing on the edge of this new chapter, this new life, this new what have you, and you're having a bit of trouble communicating because you're not sure of the terminology, you're not sure of what questions to ask, what wording to use. And so it's got you feeling very unbalanced. The word unstable came to me for a second, but unstable has a lot more connotations and a lot more negativity, so I'm going to go with unbalanced in the fact that there's nothing absolutely wrong with what's going on right now. You're just in a state of being unsure, and that's perfectly fine. As everybody starts something new, that happens. It's not a big deal. You will get to where you need to be. I do have as well for you the Six of Cups upright, which talks about childhood, which talks about nostalgia. It also talks about, in some instances, the return or reconciliation of old friends, old romances, that kind of thing. So it could have something to do with that. It could have something to do with wanting to... We could do this partly as a romance reading. Bear with me if you're not looking for a romance reading. I'm throwing this out there as an option for those who are vibing with this particular moment. It could be that you were contacted by somebody who, or contacted yourself, someone from your past, an old friend, lover, some such. You wanted to renew the relationship, but you weren't sure how to go about it. You weren't sure what to say. And even when they responded, it was very halting, as it can be, because all of a sudden it's oddly more awkward to talk to somebody who you have had a history with and are no longer speaking to for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be a negative reason. It can just be like a long time apart. And then, and an amicable separation. But there is that level of very, very much uncertainty, imbalance, just not really knowing where to start, because you have this image sometimes of how they used to be, positive or negative. They have an image of how you used to be, and it's kind of trying to work out where that versus the reality of who you and they currently are. And that's where the balance kind of happens. That's where you're not sure how to deal with them and they're not sure how to deal with you. Very possible. For some of you, I'm hearing that's absolutely what it is. For others, the new venture, new adventure that came in for you, that for this new chapter, it could have been because you spoke to somebody who is from your past. Maybe you were talking to an old friend on the phone or by, whatever means, because everybody was talking to old everythings during the retrograde for Venus, and with quarantines and everything, everybody was catching up with people because they have time to do that. And they mentioned something that they were doing, and you were like, oh, I've always wanted to do that. Oh, or I wonder what that would be like. And so you are now finding yourself on this new path to try out something new that you've never done. But again, you're unsure, you're imbalanced because of this fact that you are working on something brand new. So let's get some clarifiers for these and just make sure, see if we can find out if there's any specifics to these lessons, to this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords. Yeah, Three of Swords, my apologies, upright, clarifying the Fool. So again, I'm really getting that vibe that this has something to do with what I was saying regarding a reconciliation with somebody, or at least the person that you were in contact with from the past that has you on this new venture it had something to do with a hurtful ending of some type. So the person from the past that you're reconciling with could have been a very, very bad breakup, or at least, I mean, any breakup is going to be bad to an extent. But it's something that really had you in that, you know, ice cream at 2 a.m. under the covers kind of mood. Very, very lost in the loss of it. You are coming out of that, obviously, and you've got this new venture that's happening. So it's clarified by the Three of Swords because it's the new venture is being boasted by that. So again, like I said, it could be a new venture with the person that you had heartbreak with, or it could be a new venture that's being caused by a nostalgic event, or a person you spoke to, but it's bringing you out of whatever the Three of Swords was for you. Okay. Okay, so the King of Swords in reverse is clarified by the Queen of Wands in reverse. So whatever this inability is that you've had with communication is also caused by a lack of passion. So with regard to starting something new or a new chapter in life that you were Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what this is, because I had been going along with the message that you were starting something new that was fun, but because it was new, you were having an inability to speak. But what I'm seeing is, with the clarification being the Queen of Wands, which is about passion, and it's like an intuitive mastery of your passions. It's something that you really want, and just being aware of the desire of it. But at the same time, you're not able to speak about it because in reverse, you're not really excited about it. So you could still be a bit, even though you're starting into this new venture, you're starting into this new thing, you could have been, remember this is the lessons first, so it's all talking about what happened in June. You could have still been stuck in this Three of Swords heartache and misery. So you weren't feeling passionate, and that could have been also affecting your ability to really be able to communicate and balance in this new life that you were supposed to be finding and starting, because you really didn't feel it. You know, the desire wasn't there to start off on this new venture. You have to clarify the Justice card. You have the Three of Wands in reverse, which is in upright. It talks about a ship coming in. It talks about things moving forward. It talks about actual progression. In reverse, yeah, okay, so you, again, like I said, for June, you were having... Oh, okay. So you were in the midst of this sort of heartbreak that was happening for you. And you wanted to start something new. It's time to start something new, but you didn't feel it. You couldn't get to the part where you could communicate or really learn about it or want to really master anything about it, because you just weren't feeling the desire to do so. Which was causing the imbalance, because you just really didn't have that desire to move forward just yet, because you're still stuck. You're still stuck in this Three of Wands. What do I keep saying? Three of Wands. Three of Swords. It's got to be something subliminal. Three of Wands must be a big deal for you. So let's just find out about this I'm wondering about the Six of Cups here, if the Six of Cups has anything to do with this heartache that started it all, sort of thing. One card. All I need is one. Oh, there we go. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords. Okay, the Eight of Swords speaks about feeling trapped, even though it's swords, which is air energy as opposed to cups. It's, you think you are trapped, but literally not. There are spaces between the swords. You're good to go. It's all very, it's like it's psychological in the fact that it's almost like you've put yourself in a timeout. So you're feeling very nostalgic, and you've put yourself in a timeout. Because of whatever this heartache was, you have been missing the person. You have been wanting them to come back, or even if it's wanting them to come back, not necessarily to literally come back, but wanting them to come back just for that closure, that sense of, there's just one thing I want to tell you, that kind of thing. You've been sitting with that, and you've been sitting in the heartache of that, and unfortunately you're literally sitting and obsessing a bit about this, which is causing you to, even though you are physically moving forward, it's like when things happen, when you lose somebody in your life, even when people die, pass on, your choice in wording, the world still moves on. And sometimes you're not sure, like, how you see people, like say a parent passes or something like that, and you still have to experience the next Mother's Day, the next Father's Day, and you're, part of you for some reason, and logically that shouldn't be the case, but for some reason part of you just, you're like, how can they still have this particular holiday when my person is gone? That connection doesn't exist anymore. Why does that have to still happen? And that's what you're sitting in right now. Just it's not necessarily logical, which is perfectly fine. Varying periods of loss, mourning, it's okay. You're allowed to feel nostalgic for what you've lost, even if it had been a bad thing. You're feeling a bit stuck in that, though. You're feeling very trapped by you can't get out of that thought process. You're in the heartache of it, but physically, chronologically, you're being pushed forward. So throughout June, you have been pushed forward and very unsure. You've been very unsure about what's going on because you're still stuck right here. You're still stuck in this sort of loss of things, of this moment of whatever happened to you. You personally, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or whatever, are stuck in that particular moment. But the world wants you to move forward. Spirit and the universe are saying, no, forward, move forward. And I don't know how. I don't want to. I don't feel like me. Literally, justice is Libra. I don't feel like me. I don't want to move forward. I don't want to get to the next thing to come in. This has been a hard June for you, Libra. I'm sorry you've been going through this. This is what I have for you, though. Please come back for the what's happening in July. I like to hope that the predictions that are coming out for you in July are more positive. So please do come back for that. It's going to happen in the next couple of days that I'll have those uploaded for you. Please hit the notification bell so you're aware of when it does happen. Please like this video. Please leave a comment. Let us know how you're doing. Subscribe, of course. It's always awesome. If you, like I said, if you need anything more personal with regard to your own situation with this or with anything else, the link is in the description for personal readings. Please try and have a good time for the rest of the month. I know it's only a few days, so that's if this reading was meant for you, only having a few days left of this is probably a positive thing too. So, yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by and taking the time with us, and I'll talk to you another time. Bye for now.